How much did it cost for a family of 5 to go to Disneyland for 3 days? I'm going to share our numbers with you. My name's James, and I help couples with young kids manage their money in a way that doesn't require budgeting every penny. A few months ago, we drove from the Bay Area down to Anaheim. We stayed in the Howard Johnson Hotel for 4 nights, and we did Disneyland for 3 days in a row with our 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and 1-year-old. I'm going to share all of our transactions with you here, and I'm going to give you some tips for when you go with your family. I'm using Tend to keep track of my transactions, and with Tend I can make an album, which is a group of related transactions. I'll call this my Disneyland 2026 trip, and I will start adding all the transactions that took place for that. We'll start with the tickets. Now I'll go through and add the hotel, rental car, some of the dining out we did, and the churros, obviously. I've gone through my transactions, I've added everything else, and the grand total for a family of 5 going to Disneyland is $3,900. The reason I do this is it's always more expensive than what I think, but let's break it down and look at each of these. I'll sort these transactions by name, or I'll just actually search. Let's look at the tickets. The tickets were $1,400. We did this California resident offer between the months of January and May. You get a discount and you for a 3-day park hopper. And we had a multi-lightning pass we added as well. And that ended up coming out to $117 per day per person to go to Disneyland. So if you go to Disneyland for 1 day with a park hopper ticket, you'll spend about $1,075. And if you do this California resident discount, you only pay $1,400. So it kind of makes going for 3 days more appealing. Now let's look at our hotel costs. We stayed at the Howard Johnson. It wasn't fancy. It did the job. I don't know if I would go back there again, to be honest, but it was good enough for the trip. And we ended up spending a total of $1,670, which comes out to about $420 per night. The original price was $1,500, but there's all these little fees that, parking, this and that, they kind of nickel and dime you for each day. So the grand total was $1,670. The last big ticket item was the rental car. I was going to drive our own car, but the morning of, all the check engine lights started flashing and it was a thermal control valve issue. So we did the smart move and we rented a minivan, which I really liked driving. And the cost of that was $660. Then we went through some tolls while we were driving, so that the total cost was $680 for the rental car. And you add all that up, you get $3,900. So next time we go to Disneyland, I'm gonna know that this is about how much we're gonna spend. And it's always more than I expect it to, because you buy things over time individually, but when you total it up, that's the cost, for better or for worse. So that website I was using is called tend.cash, and it's available for everybody. You can go there, get a plan for your finances, know how much you have left to spend, make these albums, and a lot more. It's for people with young families who don't have time to spend weekends with spreadsheets. And now finally, tips for when you go. Hey, Vanessa, I'm glad you're here. Can you give us some tips?
So if I did it again, I would go to Disneyland for day 1 and day 2, and then take a day off and hang out at the hotel or at the pool or whatever at the hotel, and then go a 3rd day after taking a day break, because 3 days in a row was a lot for me.
And it's a good idea to stay walking distance to the park if you can.
That was convenient.
But you're not going to be able to get back to the hotel very easily. It's like a 30-40 minute walk out of the park every time. We're definitely going back next year, and we know how much it costs now.
Well, minus the rental car, hopefully.
Hopefully not the rental car.